Hello, light workers, you beautiful, gorgeous souls. Today I'm answering a question, I'm not, the emissaries are, a question that Liam asked. Hiya, Liam, from our group, our Telegram group. If you like to join our group, you can. The address is down below, but you must be a nice person, okay? And we only say nice things to each other in the group, okay? And we only post nice things. So Liam is asking about a solar flash that he put a video up about the idea, I think 2046, that there's going to be a solar flash that's going to take mankind up to, I think, 500 in that scalar, I think it's the scalar system, where it's like, you know, super enlightenment. Yeah. And Liam was asking for me to ask the emissaries what their opinion of it was. Is this going to happen, etc. And what the emissaries said is this. They said, we've mentioned before, because they've basically been talking for 3 years, we've mentioned before that the sun is the catalyst for the change. The sun is the catalyst for the Great Awakening. Okay, so they've talked about that before. It's very clear that the sun and the solar flashes and the power of the sun is actually what is lifting the vibration of the planet. Okay, so they're absolutely clear about that. And then they said what the baddies have been doing is working so hard to make the sun the enemy. Okay, so how have they done that? Well, they've done that through the global warming, yeah, and how warmth is bad. They've done that through the leaving the lines in the sky. I'll not use the word because I can get triggered, can't it? The lines, the little white lines in the sky. The emissaries have also said a while ago that the main purpose of that, although it has many residual purposes, the main purpose of that is to block the sun, to stop the Great Awakening, to slow it down, to minimize it, okay, and to use that as to create like a network of like a cover over the earth, like a dome, yeah, to stop the rays of the sun from coming in. They've created their little mini dome beneath. Okay, so they've tried to really make us dislike the sun. Okay, stay out of the sun. You remember I think in the 90s or the 90s to start talking about the hole in the ozone and how the sun's rays were dangerous and how everybody needed to start wearing sun cream, factor God knows how many. And then after people had followed that advice, because people followed that advice, later on it came out that the products that are in that cream actually create skin cancer. And so it's kind of like, isn't that just the way that everything is upside down? And if you listen to many people who work alternatively with people who are having skin cancer, one of the first things they do is to get them in the sun and get them in the... I don't know if you've ever noticed, but if you've got problems on your skin, like psoriasis and things like that, how do you get rid of it? You go in the sun. Okay, the sun heals. So they've done that. They've made us dislike the sun, and their emissaries were saying that has actually affected mankind's psyche. Remember, what we think affects reality. And so if we start being fearful of the sun, then in many respects that takes away the power of the sun from us, because we're, love or fear, two places. I love the sun. I've always loved the sun. But many people are very fearful of it. Very fearful. Yeah? So getting back to Liam's question, they said there is ever increasing solar activity, and this is on purpose, that this has always been the plan. So they said Liam was signaling 2046 as something important, but they said it's a constant increase. It's happening now, it's happening every day. And they said, so it isn't going to be in 2046 that there's going to be a big jump. They said it's actually incremental and it's going to be constantly on the rise. So our vibration, our spirituality, our energetic signature is constantly being elevated. Every day when I talk to the emissaries, they give me a download and they say that it's to make sure that I am up to the maximum where that frequency is, and they're saying it's constantly rising. Okay, so that's why it's important to meditate and to connect, because that's going to give you your download to take you to the top end of the scale. Because we as humankind, we can be in a scale. There are people who are very, very down at the bottom of the scale. The scale is always moving. It's always going, it's shifting. But the people at the bottom are at the bottom of the scale with a very limited amount. But even they are still shifting. Okay, there's no option. What they said was, in terms of the sun activity, that it's going to be. I mean, we've got before 2046, we've got other major moments that are forecast solar activity, but their message was really understand that it's going to be this. We may have moments, but it's constantly on the rise. Okay, so that's important. And then they give me this beautiful vision of what we can do. So how do these solar events affect us? And what they showed me were two little solar panels. You know the solar panels that you can plug in and charge your mobile with? They showed me two. One was filthy and the other one was clean. And they said, for you to get the very best out of these upgrades that are coming, this solar activity, you need to make sure that your solar panel is clean. Because if it's dirty, and this is the people down the bottom of the scale, if it's dirty, what happens is you can't take on board the full benefit of this solar activity, these upgrades. You can't get upgraded as well because you're not able to take in what the sun's giving you. Okay, so you have to clean your solar panel. How? Well, we've talked about this before. Mind, body, spirit, everything has to be clean. Look, if you've got addictions, it's time to clean them up. And that can be addictions to anything. Okay, if you cannot stop doing something even for a few days, that's an addiction, and that is dirtying your solar panel. All right, you're not running purely. And so it's very important for you to start to look at your life and say, look, I mean, you just do like in meditation, do a body scan and ask yourself, how clean am I? How open am I to these upgrades? And you'll know, everybody knows exactly where they are. And so it's time now for us to start to cleanse ourselves in many ways. And there are lots of practical cleanses that you can do, but there's also spiritual cleanses and, whatever it is that you feel that you need to do. But now's the time so that you can get the best benefit out of all of this. And who knows, by 2046, if we're all still here, we'll be living in something very, 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 very special. But we're going to be living in something very, very special before that. In fact, right now, we are living in something very special. This is the most special time that we've ever had. Nothing could be better than where we are now. Okay? So, get your solar panel cleaned up. Yeah? Get the best out of the sun. And don't be frightened of the sun. Love the sun. Okay? Be grateful for the sun because it's what's changing everything. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. I love you.